What's going on, MSFers? Doolum here, and today we've got Cosmic Crucible Season 16 defense. That's right. We finally have it here, and we no longer have to deal with Ultimate 32 with 3 rooms, everyone full clearing. That's just some crap. So we're going to be doing this with 6 rooms. So to go over all the rooms on room number 1, teamwork, on offense and defense, skirmisher characters, on ally turn, gain assist now. Awesome. We also have the global rule, Curse of the Accursed, on offense and defense, accursed characters on successful hit apply trauma to target. So not bad at all there. And then room number 2, we've got on spawn your character with the highest health, clones the enemy with the highest attack, and that was definitely used in Ultimate 32, and this room was very interesting. I actually kind of like this room. It was pretty interesting. I found a good use for it, so I'm pretty excited to do it because it got me some wins. Room number 3, anytime a character gains energy from an active ability, they gain 1 extra energy. When an enemy character dies, ally characters gain 1 ability energy. Ultimate abilities cost 3 more. This was also in the Ultimate 32. Solar Annihilation. Annihilator characters count as Star Jammers. That's right. Interesting indeed. Honestly, I wish this was a global rule. How awesome would that be if Annihilator counts as Starjammers was a global rule? Oh boy, count me in. That'd be so fun. While they're down on offense and defense, on successful hit if the primary target has trauma, perform an ISO attack against that target. Fine, cool. And then room 6, Dacia's Avengers. If you have at least 1 city ally, ally special abilities cost 2 less ability energy. If you have at least 1 global ally when attacked, allies fill speed bar by 5%. If you have at least 1 cosmic ally, enemy ultimate abilities cost 2 more ability energy. So a very interesting room there. Now, let's look in here, and yeah, so we're going to start off with room number 3, because that's not changing. We're keeping the exact same thing in here. I think a lot of people are running Super Scroll in here over Gladiator, but I have a different place for Super Scroll. So, Phoenix Force, Glad, Thanos, Kahori. Phoenix Force is at 6'6", gear tier 20 now, so he's a mighty boy now. He's looking beefy. We're also going to be taking up Thanos relatively soon, because I do have Villain Cosmic coming relatively soon once I am done with Global Hero, which will be soon. Once this mutant payout comes through, I will be doing that. But yeah, this room will still take something big. This is going to take something like Immortal, and even then Immortal might not do very well here. But Immortal can absolutely come in here and try some things. Doesn't go that great all the time, but yeah, Immortal absolutely can, because we're stopping the turn meter from Kahori, and that's what a lot of people are gonna want to try to do. Now, for room number 1, teamwork, we got a bunch of skirmishers in here, and I'm going to run Super Scroll with Night Stalkers. So the thought behind this is it's not only speed stat, it's also turn meter that they're going to have to contend with. So we have Super Scroll with the turn meter, and then obviously Night Stalkers with the speed stat. So a little bit of an issue here. We also have gear tier 20 on Oath and Blade, so a little bit of overpoweredness there. We also have Skirmisher on Oath, Man-Thing, and Agatha. I do still have Striker on Blade, because Blade is going to assist on crits anyway. So I think he's going to be assisting no matter what. I didn't really feel like the need for it. You could change him to Skirmisher. Maybe if they're not going to be getting so many crits because there's no raiders, I could absolutely do that just to make sure he's assisting to get that turn meter rewind, because that is pretty big. So I might end up doing it, but that's what I had for right now. Rune number 2, Sinister's Gambit. This one is very interesting. I saw a lot of people doing a lot of boring stuff in here, and this was the only thing that I could come up with that actually took advantage of the room rules quite well, and took advantage of them in a way you don't expect. So here I have Null with Hive Mind, and the reason why this works as well as it does is because the clone that they end up getting on their side is going to have extremely low health comparatively. So it scales off of the person who is cloning, but it's not going to be like a 1-to-1 ratio based off of stats. Those stats are drastically decreased. So what's going to happen is you're going to have Gore taking a turn very quickly. If you don't stop speed stat, you're going to have all of them taking a turn quickly. Then if you don't stop turn meter, you're going to be getting Void Knight getting a turn very quickly, and then potentially Carnage getting turns as well, giving that turn meter when somebody drops low. Null is going to continue to assist over and over and over again. So potentially targeting down somebody with a pre-taunt or just AoE hitting into that clone enough to get Carnage turn meter rolling. So you really got to stop speed stat as well as turn meter in this room, or else you're going to run into some issues, especially with Null at gear tier 20. Those assists really hurt. So I'm interested to see, because I have seen Vigilante fail into this multiple times actually. So I'm very curious to see if somebody's able to pull this off. And it was a full gear tier 20 Vigilante minus Electra. So I'm very interested to see if somebody's going to be able to pull this off or not with something like that. Now, for room 4, Solar Annihilation. You see I've got a lot of Annihilators. I got one of them in 3, one of them in 2. So in room, or 2 of them in 3, one of them in 2. So in room number 4, we're just going to do full Starjammers, because I really want Starjammers on defense, because they are a big soak of a defense, right? So they are always going to be a very big team to take out. Because they stop speed stat, they stop the turn meter, they do a lot of stuff. They're also very large because it's all 3 diamond, right? I got 3 diamond, gear tier 20 on Lilandra and Havoc, so that's great as well. So I'm interested to see if somebody can take this out without a mirror. I didn't really think of or see any other better opportunity for them anywhere else. Maybe in room 6. But, because somebody could end up throwing their matchup by putting it in room 6 and doing the mirror matchup, because then Havoc will special turn 1, and that's some RNG if, you know, Havoc ends up stunning somebody important, whatever it might be. But I really didn't see them being useful anywhere else. So, because in the mirror in room 1, they're going to stop their own assists anyway, so I didn't really see it useful. So I'm just going to throw them in room 4. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. If you guys decide to throw some Annihilators in there, maybe you want Gore in there instead. Gladiator's kind of a throwaway in there because the mirror matchup is going to stop a pre-taunt anyway. Or I'm interested to see if you guys do some plug and play with Lilandra on offense, because Lilandra does have some plug and play ability. So I'm interested to see what you guys do. Room number 5, on successful hit of the primary target has Trauma, perform an ISO against that target. I don't really see anything fun being put in this room, honestly, other than if you put like Mephisto in here, because you know he's going to put that Trauma out there very quickly, and then everybody's going to be hitting twice. That was my only kind of thought. But we have so many counters to Mephisto now. We've got Starjammers who can one-shot Mephisto very well. We have Null who does very well against Mephisto. A lot of options to take him out. So I really don't see anything great here using this room rule. So what I'm going to do is somebody that does have Trauma is going to be Vigilante. So Vigilante is going to be interesting here because another team with speed, stopping speed stat, right? Very quick team. Silver Sable can do a quick delete very, very fast, which is nice. I'm interested to see what somebody ends up bringing in here to stop this speed stat, because as of right now, you've got to stop speed stat in 5. You've got to stop speed stat and turn meter in 4. You've got to stop speed stat and turn meter in 3. You've got to stop speed stat and turn meter in 2. And you've got to stop speed stat and turn meter in 1. So currently, every single one of my defenses either needs a speed stat stoppage or a turn meter stoppage, or both. So I'm very interested to see how somebody's going to navigate these 5 rooms here, because you're going to need a lot of specific pieces to be able to take this out. Obviously, the speed stat not needed on room 5, but they are going to be stopping speed stat. So stuff like Night Stalkers obviously doesn't do well into here. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen and how somebody's going to navigate this defense. I'm essentially forcing their hand, not letting them use, like if they use Immortal in 3, then guess what? You're not using Immortal anywhere else. And Immortal does decent into room 5. If you want to use Immortal there, then you don't have Immortal in 3. If you want to use Vigilante in 2, they don't do great in 2. Then you're kind of screwed. If you use Emma in 2, then guess what? You're not stopping the speed stat in 1. there's a lot of options back and forth here, and I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. And then with Starjammers in 4, it's not letting you do anything that stops turn meter and speed stat unless you're using like a cursed. And yeah, a cursed might be able to do something, but if they try to use a cursed in room 2, guess what? Gore's going before, Null's going before, and you're probably going to knock someone from a cursed pretty low at that point. So I'm interested to see what the dynamic is going to be there. Now, in room number 6, this is the most interesting room we've ever had by far, so shout out to Dacier on this one. I really hope they do more stuff with the domains, which is going to be city, global, cosmic, stuff like that. I really hope they do more of this because I think this is the bread and butter of what Cosmic Crucible is, so I think this is great. Now, I'm going all out, balls to the wall here. So we've got Captain Britain stopping turn meter, Emma stopping speed stat, pre-taunt, Mephisto, and Odin here. And the thought behind this is, hey, who gives a shit, right? Let's just do it. Let's have some fun. Let's go full out defense here. Because I find it funny when somebody does not score well against my defense, and I find entertainment in that. So we're going to see what ends up happening. I have a lot on defense. I have Null on defense, Phoenix Force on defense, Kahori, Annihilator, Starjammers, Vigilante, Mephisto, Odin, Black Knight. I have a lot on defense right now, so I'm very interested to see how somebody's going to navigate this entire defense. If I run into a Professor X, I'm just going to double sack it anyway, because everybody's pretty much figured out that you put Null with Professor X and you can't really one-shot it very well. So I'm going to just go under the assumption that everybody's going to do that and double sack it anyway. So I'm going to move more to defense to be able to mitigate that bonus somebody's getting from having two attacks up on me. I am getting closer to Professor X, so that is great. We're going to be into Hero Global soon. That video is coming relatively soon. Once the payout for the Mutant Leaderboard comes, I will be doing that. I'm very interested to see what people do. Let me know what you guys think of the defense down below. Let me know what you guys are running as well. I'd love to hear your guys' theory crafting because my tiny brain cannot think of everything. I'm also kind of dumb, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this has been Duel 'Em. Later, MSFers.